Hello guys and welcome to Distant Worlds Universe. This is a game that I have played 3 times in my life with all the expansions. I have played the humans every time and conquered the Shakhturi. Today I want to do something a little bit different because Distant Worlds 2 is reviving my interest in this game. I plan on recording guides on this. Honestly, a lot of them will probably release before this does, but don't take that chronology of release to be the real life chronology because it's not. So I decided we're going to do something different. I've also done some pirate games, actually. Forgot to mention. But we're going to start up as a standard empire, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to do starting expansion. Everything else on normal. We have the hugest possible galaxy the game allows. A spiral galaxy to copy our Milky Way. Everything on normal here. Average. Normal, normal. We're going to match the suggested range of 106% for colony influence range. We're going to leave the colonization range as per default 2 sectors so that you have to have your empire be concentrated. You can't just go wherever you want. I decided I'm going to play the Icaro since I played humans 3 times and some pirates. Let's change it up. The Icaro are also like the closest thing to humans that is not a humanoid. It is an Ursidian. It's essentially just a bipedal monkey is what we're looking at here. They have only 2% less reproduction rate than humans. Their characteristics are quite similar. They do have reduced ship maintenance, reduced troop maintenance by a lot. They have increased colony income, different resource bonuses for sure than the humans. Their race-specific victory conditions are to lose the fewest ships and bases in the galaxy, control 33% of all continental colonies in the galaxy. This will put us at direct odds with the humans, for example. Have the most spaceports in the galaxy, and make free trade agreements, mutual defense pacts, or protectorates with 30% of the empires in the galaxy. Basically, being on notably good terms with 30%, almost a third, of all the empires in the galaxy. We do have some improved research costs for different kinds of colonies here, as you can see. Continental, marshy swamp, ocean, desert, ice, and volcanic. So that makes us a little bit adaptable, maybe compared to the humans. I don't think the humans have any such thing. Yeah, they don't have any such bonuses, yet they can research right through for sure. They're more character based. But the Icaro, we also get a repair bot as our special research. It's a damage control type of system, and we construct 25% faster. This is the closest thing to humans that I could think of that's not humans to diversify, test this game out for a recorded series, see if I want to play any others. I have some very funny ideas. The dinosaurs would be funny. Go Star Trek with the Securians. That would be very interesting. We are going to have a normal home system. We want starting young. We're going to match the universe with starting normal tech level. Essentially, the default, we want to be able to take our first step outside of our system. We don't want to start on pre-warp. I don't want to have to unlock the hyperdrive stuff. And I want the other empires to kind of be on our level. We're going to let start us in a random location because why not have some dynamism for the entertainment of the series? We're going to be a monarchy. It's like the most basic government type right here. It has pretty normal stats. It has some war weariness reduction, and we have some better troop recruitment. That's really it. No bonuses otherwise. We could be a republic, which would lower corruption, which would be nice, but it would increase maintenance costs and things like that. It would increase research speed. I'll be honest, I'm really tempted to just go with the republic to get that research bonus, corruption reduction, colony income, but at the end of the day, that research bonus is going to go away eventually, and the colony income is not going to make up for the maintenance costs, the corruption, and the harder wars. So we're going to think long term and just pick a monarchy. And what will we name our empire? Yes, I think this is a good name right here. The Monkey Do Empire. Monkey Do, because monkey see, monkey do. And that's what we're going to do, baby. All right, other empires. I want just however many starting empires you are willing to give me. Essentially, just the max. Let them be auto-generated and allow independent alien colonies to start new empires in case any of these old ones get wiped out. We want the biggest, just craziest thing happening where we are like the least likely to win. Now, I'm going to leave all of the victory conditions as per default, so they're all enabled. 80% victory threshold, so we only have to achieve 80% of the conditions to win. Then victory cannot apply until 20 years into the game. I am going to disable Return of the Shakturi for this. I've already done it, and in my opinion, it kind of rushes you around the mid-game into a storyline which, once you win it, you become this unstoppable force, and it kind of trivializes all potential late-game interactions that you've been building up to, that I usually look forward to, by now giving you essentially like planet destroyers, the Shakturi homeworld, whose bonuses are insane. So for the entertainment of this series, we're going to get rid of this, though we might do some Shakturi playthroughs later on if you guys like this kind of game. We're going to leave everything else enabled, and then we're going to start the game, which doesn't actually take exceptionally long to generate. So let me show you how we're handling automation real quick. So I have everything on suggest that can be on suggest. Anything that does not have suggestion, I've picked one or the other here. I am going to fine tune this as we go on. For example, we might end up just automating intelligence. I don't really like the intelligence of the game. We are going to suggest new colonies, not really changing that too much. We're not going to be some sort of penal colony thing. We are going to control taxes manually. We're going to control research manually. I'm going to let the AI handle the ship design because I find the ship design a bit exploitable, and I'd rather just let the AI do it. It takes a lot of time that I can save as well to just put into making the series. I'm also going to automate the troop recruitment with these in mind: 25% infantry, 45% armor, 20% special forces, 10% planetary defense. I thought that would be kind of decent. They can suggest things for me to attack, definitely. As for captured military ships, we're just going to keep the higher tech ones for now, especially early game where they can help us with the Kaltors and stuff like that. No crappy ships. We'll just scrap those for money, which can go back into making our ships, which at that point would be better. As for civilian ships, quite the opposite. We will disassemble any civilian ships that are higher tech. Otherwise, we're just going to keep them because civilian ships don't need to be high tech. We will enlist all captured bases that we find. We're going to automate fleet formation. Right now, the ratio is 60% of our ships will go into fleets. The average strike force will be 4 for right now, 4 ships. The average fleet will be 15. Honestly, I'm tempted to just make the strike force 5. This seems better, like a 3-to-1 ratio for a fleet versus a strike force. Yeah. As things get bigger and bigger, we'll be increasing fleet numbers as well, but the strike force, probably I'd want to cap it out at around 5. Fleets can get bigger over time, but again, for now, we'll leave it at 15. Apply any changes I've made. I've made some changes. And so what do we start with here? So we started way on the outside here. Remember, we have a 2-sector colonization realm, and we got a pretty far out there kind of start. So we're not going to be in the galactic core, giving us a little bit of a corner to mess around with. And so what do we have here? We have ourselves a mining station. Monkey has a mining station. Nice. What is this, baby? A marshy swamp moon? That's pretty good. We got a research center all the way out here. Research centers will allow us to research more. There's something we can grab already. A capital ship. Private. Well, I wonder what we might find if we go investigate that, huh? We do have ownership over Zucarb Prime, meaning we can expand in that direction as well. As for our own system, we are mining this right here, a barren rock planet. We are also a mining station on another barren rock moon. Our home is a continental planet, quality 86%. As for research, I'm going to leave us researching whatever we're researching right now because these things are already mostly done. Combat targeting system, target tracking, that sounds very useful for countering countermeasures. We are researching enhanced construction. We're going to get that. We already have damage control and our swift robotic repairs here, which is a better version of that, so I don't know why we really start with that. And we're researching missile weapons, which is almost done, so I'll get it. But we'll probably end up specializing in a certain kind. We're the most ahead on beam weapons, so I might let us go into beam weapons in the future. As for our starting leaders, we don't know what our governor's good at. Our leader is good at giving colony happiness, which can improve. It can give troop maintenance savings as well as military ship maintenance savings. That's pretty good. We do have pirates offering me a colony location that is way too much money. We know of several pirates, but no other empires. And the Kaifar Junction Company here which is the strongest one with 9 military ships, though it doesn't tell us the firepower here, is offering us protection already. 40 credits a month is nothing compared to what I make, so I'm going to get that. If you're unfamiliar with the game, this basically means that they won't attack me. Additionally, I can actually pay them more money to attack or defend something as well for me. Specifically, I can offer a contract for it, and anyone that I have protection with will actually go ahead and do this for me. Now, these are definitely the most popular. Look, they're kind of friendly with literally everyone. Given that we have some very cheap pirate protection with the only pirates that have any military ships, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build 2 more construction ships, doubling our fleet, because we are going to need to do a lot of construction this early on. We don't have any potential colonies at all in our current realm or range, so we're going to have to deal with that. Definitely, I'll probably want to end up researching in energy and construction. The construction side will help, but some better hyperspace drives, because that will help us actually get around a lot easier anyway. And oh boy, I unpaused for literally a second, and I'm being offered system maps that cost way too much money. So I'm going to say no to all these, and more offering protection. Now, I was tempted to do this already anyway, because they are going to get ships. They are look, they're already spawning ships. Yep. They're already spawning ships. So what is this? 40 credits per month is literally nothing. So is 103 compared to what I have. So, you know what? Just screw it. While the prices are this low, let's just get protection with literally all of them. It's not very expensive. They won't attack us. They'll go deal with others that don't have their protection. And in case anything comes up, I can always rely on them. So we're getting to playing. These are all of our exploration ships heading out to go find stuff, including potentially a capital ship. While I go ahead and also we have some construction going on. Some more construction going, which is great. More construction will be great. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you what I did with the construction. This is right here of military. For now, I'm starting with an even 20, 20, 20, 20. So that's 80% between escorts, frigates, destroyers, cruisers. These things do very different tasks. In case you're unfamiliar, escorts will be escorting ships, usually individually. The civilian sector, the private sector is automated. It's like you don't really directly control it in this game, but it keeps the cogs going, all the transports, all the mining, all that stuff. The private sector handles that, and you essentially can reap some of the rewards. The frigates are more for solving problems in little strike forces. Those will be at 20% as well. Destroyers, this is the mainstay of your actual fleets. Cruisers can actually function alone, but they become the mainstay of your fleets. When you get them, I've upped those to 20% as well, because I like having more independent capabilities. Capital ships only at 10% in comparison to the cruisers, carriers at 5%, and troop transports at 5%, because realistically, you need those kinds of things less. We already have our first fleet here. I want to give you a peek at the private economy here. Here it is. You see they have this much cash on hand. They make this much money. They're the ones moving resources between places and handling the trading, and they won't be considered military targets for opponents. You can make your own transports, actually, if you want, and move things manually. But if the private economy is handling it, then you don't have to micromanage it, which is amazing. And there's no way it would really be considered a military target unless you edit the design and start putting weapons on them. I prefer to let the private economy do its thing rather than interfere. Now, our actual homeworld, which does have a moon that's being mined as well, is nothing especially special. I didn't choose to give us like an amazing thing. I left it at normal and up to the RNG god, so we would do about as well as everybody else. My advisor wants to build new ships, more exploration ships. That's understandable. Exploration would really help us right about now. Yeah, I'll let them go ahead and do that. But as you can see here, I mentioned it earlier, quality 86%. We have a lot of population here, and it is growing a little bit. Hey, we researched in target tracking. Nice. I'll have to go ahead and change what we're researching there. But you can see I've lowered the tax rate to 18%, so my population's just always happy. Still, they don't like the tax rate, but they don't really have anywhere else they can go right now. We do have some good luxury resources here, increasing population growth, among other things. We can see that we do have some growth. We have amazing tax compliance because we're so happy here. We're at 16. Now I might be able to actually raise the tax rates to 19 because their happiness is going up. They should continue to go up due to the leader giving raw colony happiness. So that's pretty good. As for research, so high tech and industrial, we have finished some target tracking. That is good. I'm going to take advantage of our research bonus for colonization to go for some marshy swamp colonization because this would be pretty simple. We can already colonize continental. That's kind of our base home, but we don't know of any continental planets nearby. We do know of marshy swamp planets nearby. So if I can get this, I can get expanding my colonies as soon as possible. This will hold us back potentially from some other things. For example, we could really use some countermeasures and other things in case we end up in a fight, and we can reduce maintenance savings and get other little bonuses down here. That would be pretty great. Here's the path I've set for us right now. After we research that, we'll get the coordinated control, reduce some maintenance costs. Then we'll go up to countermeasures, grab that. We'll grab some proximity sensors so we can have those. We'll expand the transport compartments so that our passenger ships can carry more and so that we can carry more in our troop compartments as well. This will enable ocean colonization research if I so choose, and then we will come back to this then. For weapons, I've queued up here. We're going to get shipboarding after these missile weapons are done so that we can board and potentially capture ships. The starfighters will come after, so our stations can have some fighters to protect them, ideally. And then we're going to go get some improved logistics to make troops cost less to help financially. And then we'll go ahead and grab the next set of blasters because this seems to be our most advanced weapon. In energy here, after this enhanced construction is done, which is quite a thing by itself, we're going to go increase our nuclear power on our ships so we have more fuel, more power with which to use. We are then, oh, I forgot about the shields. Well, we're then going to go ahead and buff the hyperdrives, the engines, and the thrusters. We'll go ahead and do shields after that. I don't expect to get into any crazy stuff too soon, but I do just want to go ahead and start getting some basics going, get those set up, and we can retrofit stuff, which, yeah, we'll go ahead and retrofit. Every time we get new tech, it's going to ask us to retrofit because I don't have it automated, and I'll just say yes pretty much all the time. Well, there's going to be one problem with getting to this capital ship. There's a giant Kaltor just hovering above this ice planet where the capital ship is. So that's going to be unfortunate. I went ahead early on and I just decided to anyway. Oh, great. There's a space slug. I decided to just change the ratios to what I know I'm going to make them eventually anyway, where the number of ships in a fleet is 25 and Strike Force is 5. So it's like a 5-to-1 ratio right there. But great, yeah, we're under attack by a space slug here. Space slugs aren't too dangerous. They're very tiny. They're no giant Kaltors. Oh, hey, wait, but we encountered the capital ship anyway, and we've taken control of it. Looks like the military fleet has decided to go engage the Kaltor, which will actually work out fairly well because now we have a capital ship, our first ever capital ship. Can I build capital ships? No, we don't have any capital ships designed nor the technology for it, but we found the capital ship and it pretty much handled the giant Kaltor for us. This thing by itself is as powerful as our first fleet. It is now headed back to the main system in order to, I guess, go protect things. Our new construction ships are headed out to build some new mining stations for us so we can increase our income, which is pretty good. And we have finished research of missile weapons, so that's pretty great. Actually, if we look at this, there is a second fleet that is going to incorporate. The first fleet changed its name to the second fleet, I guess because it like disassembled itself and remade itself. This is a fleet, not a strike force, I guess. It's gone ahead and decided to bring the capital ship with it. So the capital ship is now in a squad, along with 2 destroyers and a frigate. As we get more military ships, it'll probably not bring many frigates, but yeah, that's a lot of power. That's pretty nice to get that. I'm sure others have gotten better deals than us, considering we don't have anywhere to colonize yet. And unfortunately, VN944 and Zucarb over here are just empty stars with, like, little to nothing in them. Well, VN944 is. I'm not sure about Zucarb. It says it has resources. Ah, yes, we have Zucarb Prime, a volcanic planet that we can not colonize, but progress is coming for that oceanic planet. And hey, look, an independent colony's been discovered in the Selunia Major system, all the way up there. This is really good because they have the Akuro, preserved an ancient legend which they shared with me. Say their ancient ancestors were once a spacefaring race traveling between the stars. Knowledge was lost in a terrible disaster they referred to as the Great Forgetting. They're friendly towards us, meaning we could probably colonize them. Yeah, look at this. They have their own little stuff going on here. This is nice. So if we look at the expansion planner, we could see them there. They have a... Look at this. Their planet is a higher quality than ours. They don't have as much population there, but they could quite easily go ahead and build and send a colony ship, and they would probably accept us. And there you go. Well, my leader is developing, but he's reduced population growth, and he actually has reduced colony happiness now, which is not great. Meaning I'm going to lower my taxes back by 1%. Though we are negative on cash flow, we do have a bonus income, and if I remember correctly, that's coming from the private sector. Or maybe it's just a temporary thing. I actually forget that at the time of this recording. Oh, that's cute. There's actually, there is a pirate ship here. This is one of the Selunia Major raiders, just chilling out here. How nice to find Akuro so close by, quote unquote. Maybe in the grand scheme of things, one sector over is close by, but this will greatly expand what we can do in terms of colonization. And there's a lot of stars by this, whereas ours is kind of isolated, which is good for defensiveness, but well, looks like I have discovered over here a small spaceport belonging to one of the pirates out here. What a surprise, and a bit of a nebula, huh? Well, we have protection from all of them, so it's not too bad. We also discovered another pirate mining station on a little moon out here. Remember, there's 1,400 stars here. Some of them are empty. Some of them have 9 planets in them. And there's 19 other spacefaring empires out here right now, and even more independent colonies out there as well. Just as I took some liberties with the construction ships, I'm going to take some with the exploration ships. We're going to get that up to 10. I'm going to build one more construction ship. This is a lot of money. And as you see, we have a negative cash flow, but with the bonus income, which I've narrowed down as being the spaceport income, we are pretty well off. And the sooner we can construct stuff for mining, the sooner we can find stuff, ideally before other empires, the better. I'm waiting on the military expansion right now. With the capital ship, we're doing okay. We don't need those extra costs right now. We need as much exploration as possible and as much construction of what we've already explored to go outwards and then build upwards, essentially. There's something down here we can find. We'll definitely have to investigate that at some point. Ah, crap. Terrible First Nation to discover. We discovered a hive mind insectoid race. That's not good. Hive mind insectoids like this, they're usually very hostile. They hate humanoids. We're Ursidians, not humanoids, but still. There's almost as many of them as there is of us. They are very aggressive. Their military strength is slightly higher, even though we've discovered a capital ship, by the way. So they haven't discovered any of the pirates we've discovered, but they are pretty darn close here, as we can see. They have exploration ships in the region nearby us. I don't think, yeah, they seek total dominance overall. I doubt they would take, you know, like free trade with us. Nope. Other plans with us. Yeah, that's about what I expected. They are ahead of us in research, which is awful. This is a worst case scenario of whom we find first. Well, we found a monastery in Urtu. We can investigate it. I will investigate it. And it's a story event. Galactic history. You discovered a message. The Shakhtar Axis arrived in our galaxy 10 years ago. They established a reputation for cruelty and aggression. Proceed with caution when dealing with them. They intend to dominate all around them. Treatment of the Atukian Kingdom is a prime example of their brutality. I disabled the Shakhtari events, so it's strange that I'm getting these, but shrug. If they do pop up, that's going to be quite the curveball. Yay, the governor's providing a gigantic happiness bonus now. That's good. I can go ahead and try to start raising the tax rate and see what effect that has. because we have a positive cash flow now. We have amazing growth. Everyone's super happy. I'll raise the tax rate to 20%. And we might go even further at some point, especially whenever we get a new colony, which we're 83% of the way done to being able to colonize those marshy swamps. And they have the insects imposed trade sanctions on us. Yeah, this is no surprise. Oh, I see. It wasn't that the leader swapped. He just improved from -8 to -6%. It's the governor. We've discovered his skill, and he's at plus 20% and now providing a massive income boost in pop growth. This is a really good guy. He doesn't boost up mining, but he's the reason we're getting a lot more happiness and a lot more income. That's really, really good. Yeah, they're pretty happy. I'm going to keep inching up these. What if I just go to like 25 immediately? Then we lose a lot of happiness. 23? If we want to stay kind of in the green. 22 seems to be the max we could do while keeping them super happy. Though with a new colony upcoming soon, we might not even want them to be super happy. Well, we have completed ship boarding. We can now board enemy ships. And our colony ship here, look how slow they move this early on. This is our colony ship. It is on its way to try to colonize that friendly population. We can now retrofit as well with this new technology. That seems pretty good to me. And hopefully here soon we will have our second colony on a continental planet that already has our population at 615 million. Nothing compared to our home planet, which has, oh God, what even is this? 11 billion, soon to be 12, still growing, by the way. We've discovered another independent colony, this time of that insectoid race. Great. Preserved an ancient legend. Distant past, galaxy enslaved by a cruel evil race, the Shakturi. Suddenly disappeared. They will one day return. Hopefully it's not still active. What is this? Surrounded by... Oh my gosh, what's happening here? Surrounded by pirates. We have the Junction Company fighting the hidden shipping, so the pirates are fighting each other. Some of them are friendly with each other, but generally speaking, they're fighting. You see, they all seem to have protection with the Hive, even though it doesn't show the Hive as being friends with them. Regardless, they all like us because we pay every single one of them. There's now more of a colony selection we can have. Now, we're not really going to be able to colonize this. This local population hates our guts. Shame, because they have something we could definitely use, the Megalos nut. Our population loves the Megalos nut. Instead, we have 3 marshy swamp planets that are nearby that we can colonize. One's really close, 2 are further away. They're all of pretty good quality. So I'll build and send colony ships in this order. One of them has a hidden city, which is great. Chromium and polymer, those are useful. And get these things colonized. That'll be pretty exciting. Just, you know, not this one all the way down here. I think this was the little thing we saw, like, hey, there's something down here. Well, sadly, we'd have to really mess this one up to really do anything with it. It's being raided by pirates too, man. Oh, well. We're out of time for this episode, though, so I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Hopefully this game proves good to make a series out of. For now, though, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.